green light, green light, green light. This video is about how to make dynamic keys in JavaScript. And what do I mean by dynamic keys? Say you have this in the back end and you want to, so this is basically like your own postman pretty much, because here you want to get whatever 1, 2, and 3. So what do? You add the parameters and put whatever 1 and then you put whatever you want here, like yeah, what, okay, post. And as you could see, they are, you see it on the console. So you can do whatever, like, hey, what is happening? Hey, what is happening? And say if you wanted to, I don't know, create a dragon. Let me see, it's post dragon. And let me see. First name and age. Yeah, first name, age. So you would just refresh this. Add 2 parameters. First name, age. Red 30. Post. And it says dragon was created. And then on the console, you see this. So yeah, so this is just like Postman pretty much. And how do you do that? What you do is to add the parameters, it's this function here. So you have the input key, you create element of the input type, and then you create another input element. So you create 2 input elements, input key and input value. And then you create a div. And then for both key and value, you make them, you can make them whatever type you want, but here we just made them text. And then you set the class attribute for the key to be key, and then you set the value to be value. And here we're just giving it some styles, some like margins. And then you append the parameters container Yeah, it's an empty div, so you append that with the div, and then the input key, and then the value. Input value, and then you append another div just to give it spacing. And that is how these appear every time you click this. And then for the actual keys, because like here, let me see, network tab. So when we created the dragon, the payload is this. And it's here too. And the way that, so you're setting, so this is the key and this is the value. And because this is just JSON data, it's key and value pairs. So to set it's easy to do the values because you can just type it in, whatever, but to get the keys, usually they're hard coded, but to make them dynamic, you set a variable as just an empty object, just name the variable data, and then you set the input keys to be query select or all every element that has a class of input key. And then you do the for each method on the input keys, and you put input key as a parameter to the callback function. You can name this whatever you want, but this is just like for each, something. You need to name this something because you need to pop this in here. Might as well name it input key. And then if input key has child nodes and input key's next element's value does not equal just the empty string, then you set the data, this empty data object, you set its input key dot value to equal input key dot next sibling dot value. And then so you have so this is the main part here. And then after that, when you have this data, then you can JSON.stringify it and put it in a element called body, and then put the body in the body. And that is dynamic keys in JavaScript. Thank you for watching.